Don't ask them to be something that they're not.
Mm-hmm.
And to now all of a sudden, for Sheldon to turn around to Matthews and Marner and Tavares to say, you need to be grittier. If you didn't ask them to be grittier in November, if you didn't ask them to be grittier in February, then why are you asking them to be grittier in May?
See, it's not even grit, though, for me, Kip. I see your point. Like, this is a different type of hockey.
No. It is 180-degree turn.
Right.
Okay? Different hockey.
But look at some of the guys. You look at a guy who's had success in the playoffs, undersized, Pat Kane. You find a way to skate, get away from the traffic. You find ways to deal with it. No one's asking Pat Kane to punch you in the mouth when he's winning Conn Smythe Trophy.
But you had Boland. You had other guys that did that for you, so Kane can go find those lanes. He didn't physically make it on his own.
Is your point here that Matthews doesn't do that for Marner? Is that?
No. My point is nobody does it for anybody.
Okay.
Nobody. Give me one guy in the lineup that can physically make room for a teammate. Give me one.
I assume you don't want me to say 34. Lower down the lineup, whether it's Achari or whether it's none of those guys are.
One of the most talented players in the world.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever taught Auston Matthews how to body check? Anybody growing up in Arizona or in the Swiss League? Go watch him forecheck. And then go watch 4 or 5 other guys on Florida.
Yeah.
And you tell me they forecheck the same way. I'm watching 2 different leagues, 2 different players. Auston doesn't know how to body check. He goes in there, he probably pulls up probably about 30%, and then he kind of sticks his ass in there hoping to clip somebody. Sorry. Okay, go watch the physical presence of Barkov and go watch the physical presence of Auston Matthews, and you are seeing 2 different leagues.
I actually had that clipped for me to look into, just stopping skating on the forecheck as a theme with Matthews too.
No. How about the whole team?
Mm-hmm.
Give me one guy. Give me one power forward right now on the Toronto Maple Leafs. One?
Yeah, you know who their forwards are. You don't need me to give names.
No, but they don't have one.
Yeah.
They don't have one. And then you traded at March and you asked Lafferty and Achari. Nice players. And yes, but like add-ons, depth add-ons at the 3rd or 4th line, your core, not one physical specimen to go out there and make room for themselves or their teammates. They all want to be skilled. They all want to toe drag. Tavares can't make room for himself or his line mates. Marner can't. Matthews can't. And Willie can't. So what's left?
Yeah, it's, the criticism of this team is that, the main guys do not have that element to them. And so you get to a point where, you talk about people dialing out and looking at big picture with this team. The bet has been that they will find a way through. Like Phil Kessel wins the Stanley Cup, looks great in the playoffs. Jay Bouwmeester never makes the playoffs and looks great. They get in situations where they can. The bet was these guys would too.
Yes.
And so when it doesn't work, and it conclusively has not worked, the experiment ends. And I think that's how we arrive at what now, which is what today is. Unless you believe they're coming back, which no one does.
There's nothing that suggests that they're going to go out there and run anybody over in this series.
Until Joe Woll becomes the world's greatest goalie here.
But I just, when now all of a sudden you ask these guys to do something that they haven't been asked to do probably in 5 years.
What's your point? It's not who they are. You would never say to John Tavares, become a forechecking power forward. Like, it's not. You can't. It's like asking me to become LeBron James. Can't.
That's always been what we've talked about with this core of guys. And
well,
it's
it
always
comes
been,
back to that 4-letter word starting with S.
Soft.
100%.
And so many times throughout that game last night, I'm watching it. I'm watching the 4 guys. That's exactly the word I'm thinking.
They don't go in with purpose, and they're nice guys.
Just thought we played soft.
Super nice guys.
Right? They're nice guys.
Yeah.
They don't have an ounce of confrontation in them. Not an ounce.
In my article today, Kip, I talked about something where, Auston Matthews, you would put him in the core of elite guys in the NHL, captain, centerman, Hart Trophy, with who? Nathan McKinnon, who we've seen throw a helmet at someone and freak out at the ref. Connor McDavid, who's freaking out at his teammates when he can't get a pass. Sidney Crosby, who's fight Claude Giroux to the death to get a puck. Like this elite group that's won cups has this sort of it's freakish to me, the level of passion, but I don't think you can sit here and say Matthews has that. He doesn't.
That's a big box that he doesn't check.
Yeah, for me, it's the only box he doesn't check.
It's unquestionable, and you're right.
He does everything well, quietly, nothing loudly.
He has all the talent in the world. He is an incredible world-class player, but when it comes to this time of year,
it's not what it's all about here. And now he's relying on it, and it ain't there.